All right, Kenman here, and it's another die day. Number 15, part 1. As you can see here, we have the 14 current knives that I have dyed in this project series. What does everyone think? Which one is your favorite? Love them all. A lot of variety, a lot of fun stuff. Really enjoying this whole project, and we've got more to do. So we've got these here. We'll go ahead and start getting the finished ones out of the way and start talking about what we're doing today. So, has anyone of the people watching the videos tried dyeing a knife themselves since they've watched any of these? Have I had any inspiration or gotten anyone to decide to pull the trigger and go for it? I would like to know. I'd like to see. Tell me your results. Tell me your thoughts. But we're getting all these out of the way, and we can start number 15. So this was 14, just finished. This Sencut Fantara. Loving it, loving it. And we are clear. Let's move this one in. Bada bing. These are the current jade knives that I possess that are on slate to get some dye. Although, I think today might be the day that we take the Civivi Mini Asticus with the Damascus out of the mix. What? You know, I keep looking at it. I keep wondering what color I want to do. And for now, I'm not going to, I like this one. I'm going to leave it jade. It'll be the one and only jade piece that I have in my collection that won't be dyed. For now. Well, no. Who knows what will happen in the future? I might change my mind. Speaking of that, I've got this Migron Valona that's got the white G10, and I do not intend to dye that one either. Fancy that. So that brings us down to 7. Unless I have some coming in the mail, I do have a problem. That's what I have, is a problem. Yeah, anyway, here we are, 7. What do you want to see next? Which one should we do? I need some ideas. I would love some feedback from people. Leave a comment below. What would you like? What do you want to see? Whoops. There's my classic Kenman fail on camera. This is the CJRB logo. I love it. It's going to be a 4-color knife though. We have the silver, we have the red, we have whatever dye, we do the scales, and then we have this black accent. So we need to come up with something that's going to look good with all 4 colors. It's going to be tough. Little Kaiser Amicus. This is a fun little, small little, there's a fail, snappy little button lock. Should be neat. You can kind of see through it too. That might be something we can consider a lighter dye for. Got the Watauga. I really like this knife. What color do you want to see it? And then we've got these 2 cheapos. Come on. The Sativian S9 million thousand. I don't remember. Super cheap. And the Efengro, also EF91 whatever. Yeah, this one does have that big thick G10 spacer, so we could do this one color and then the spacer a different color. What color do we want to see that? What color do we want to see this Sativian? Should just knock those cheapos out, get them done. This was my most recent Sencut Vesperon. I actually really dig this knife. I really like the way it looks. I've been looking at it for a while. It has a nice, really polished shine on it. Very similar to the Artisan Cutlery Arroyo. That extra shiny look to it. I'm a fan. I'm also a fan of this little raised area right there. Just looks cool. Excited to do that one, but it leaves us with the Kubey Coeus. Today we're going to take apart this Kubey Coeus and get it ready for the dye. I can manage to spend 5 minutes time and we haven't done anything yet. Finally revealed what we're taking apart today. So yeah, this Coeus is a neat knife. Let's take some final looks It's got a real snappy action to it. It's not a really large knife. The handle is definitely big enough it fits in my hand, but it's kind of a shorter kind of blade, or it's like the stoutness to it kind of makes it look a little bit shorter. Really nice though action. I rarely would even try to thumb that out, but you can. But it just flicks out really nice, really snappy, fun little knife. The little teeny jumps up there. So let's take it apart. Okay, so like I said, this is die project number 15, part 1. Today we're going to take this apart, get it ready, and then on part 2 we will do the actual die. So the nice thing about Kubeys is they have a captive pivot. So this is the side that's got the logo on it, and then this is the one side that twists to remove it. The last one we did not have a captive pivot, and you can see the struggles having to put a tool on each side. It can be annoying. So I'm going to get most of these kind of started. I can't tell, my eyes are bad sometimes. Looks like the body screws are all T8s as well. I have learned that when you have these screws, one on each side and a little spacer, if you loosen up one side without loosening the other first, sometimes the one side will be really tight, and then that spacer is stuck to that screw, and when you try to screw it out, the spacer spins with it, and you have a hard time getting it to do something. So I kind of like to go hit both sides a little bit, get them both kind of loose, so you don't have to interact with those spacers getting stuck and spinning around with the screw, if that makes sense. And if you just kind of loosen them both up, you just kind of are able to get them out. No issues, except for this issue I'm having right now where you think you've got it all the way out, and you don't. The magnets do their job, Kenman. I don't know. Sometimes the magnets definitely help, but sometimes they are annoying. When you don't want them to grab something, they grab it extra for you. Okay, the pocket clip is T6, which is very common for most knives in the budget knife world. You're going to have T6s at least on the pocket clip, if not also on the body. Some of the nicer ones, they move up and have that T8s on the body screws, which is cool. They could just have T8 on everything, which would be really nice. But it doesn't make or break the knife. It's one of those things. Okay, we have a scale. Get these out of the way. Frame piece. Actually, I'll put these down here. We have our blade. We have there's washers on there with the bearings in them. And we'll get this off. And there's your captive pivots. Got that little, where is it? I can't even, oh, it's on the inside? No, what? How is that captive? I'm confused. Oh, there it is. My eyes. There's a little scoop that's cut out right there. You can almost barely see that. And so that, when you look on the circle on this side, there's a little tab. It's kind of hard to see when it's white right there. And then it sits in that, and that prevents it from spinning. All right, makes sense. So let's move this down here. A little glamour shot. Looks like we've got a little clip spot. Yeah, that comes off. I'm going to wash those up good and get them looking real nice and clean before we do the dye. When you dye them, if there's like an oil or something on there, that oil can be like a resist and prevent the dye from adhering as well, or sticking, or in that area, and then you can get some uneven, ununiform look. But I don't know if anyone remembers what I said I was gonna do with this particular knife. But we've done a couple of the white G10 already. This Kubey Coeus we did for 2 minutes in the white, and it got this nice dark red. Actually, I'll set that right there. And where is it? This is VV Vision FG. We did also in the same red. And that was only for 1 minute. 1 minute. We got that lighter red, 2 minutes, we got the darker red. But these are both white G10, and that is the dye color we were able to achieve out of that. So it works good. It helps the, man, look at the knife, not the camera, Daniel. It will take color really well, but I wanted to do an experiment. This is an experiment. You saw all the stuff that I've done, trying to do some variety, some lighter colors, some ones like the Fantara that I just finished, where it kind of has a little bit more of a see-through kind of a look to it. Like the Sencut Crowley, same kind of thing in there. So yeah, trying some different stuff, a little variety. But anyway, with this one, we're going to try a marble dye. And marble meaning like on a marble or something where it's got a swirly kind of multicolored pattern. That's what we're going to attempt to do with these. So the way that you do that, because the way you dye these, we make the dye hot. It's almost boiling. It's a liquid. You dip it in there and you let it sit, and then that heated dye soaks in and colors this. So how do you do a marble, Kenman? Well, what you need to do is you need the colors to sit on that surface longer and react longer, since you can't make them hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bed of shaving cream, basically. I'm going to take my dye and I'm going to mix it with shaving cream so I kind of have a pasty, thicker dye rather than a liquid dye. Then I'm going to put it on this bed of shaving cream and draw and create patterns with the actual dye color. Once I have that pattern, that swirl, that marbly effect that I like, then we will take these, flip them over, and press them into that dye. You know, imagine, if you will. Boom, we push them into that marbled color, push them down, and then let them sit. Now, because the dye isn't hot, it takes significantly longer to react. When it's hot, it can be minutes and it can be done. When it's not hot, it takes a lot longer. So basically, I'm going to let them sit in there for at least 24 to 48 hours before even looking at them. The problem also is the second you take them out and look at them, you have altered that bed and you can no longer use it to continue to further dye it. And you can also not see what's happening, so you don't know how far the process has gone or how dark it is. So you're ending up with this who knows type of a scenario, which can be fun. But then once it's done, you take it out, and since that dye was able to sit in one specific spot, you have like a blue swirl here, a white swirl, or a green, whatever colors we choose. We can also leave some of the white so I could have some swirls, so it'd be a mix. But what I'm getting at here is blade is black. Frame that shows on the sides is black. Pocket clip is black. Hardware is black. I'm going to do a marble with this. What color of a marble do we want to do? We're going to be a little limited. I'll tell you right now, green is really tough. This is actually yellow. I left the yellow in too long and it ended up kind of turning to a green. This Coeus is green. I used green on that, but it ended up going kind of a gray. So green can be a kind of a harder color to, I'm not saying we're not going to do it, but it can be a little bit more difficult to use. Blue works really well. You can get a lot of shades with blue. Thing I don't like about it is really dark blue against black. I'm personally not a fan. Lighter blue and black, like on this one here, that doesn't bother me at all. That's cool. But when you start getting dark blue with black, they're too similar. It just clashes. It's not for me. It's, my knife, my rules, whatever. I don't know. So green, blue, So we could do reds. We could do multicolors. So we could do like a red and a yellow and an orange and have it kind of be like flames maybe. Sometimes I don't like the way red and yellow look together. It kind of clashes in a, I don't know, it just doesn't look clean. I don't know. I'm a very basic, not a huge color guy, really. I'm definitely more into like dull green micarta, dark blues, blacks, grays, Doesn't need to be too flashy, but I want to try some marble. I want to try something different. And I can even try something that I might not like personally. just so we can experiment, see how it works, see what the process is like. So at that, I've got yellows, I've got oranges, I've got reds, I've got greens, I've got blues, I've got purples. I can go buy some more colors. Long story short, give me the info. What color do you want to see? Please comment below. I would love feedback from everyone. Get some ideas on some of those other ones that I showed you before. And we can kind of move forward and start making some more neat stuff. What's everyone think? All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more. It helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Okay. Kubey Coeus. Die 15 part 2 will be coming up soon. Stay tuned for it. Like I said, I appreciate all of you. Having a real good time doing these dies. Going to keep going with it. Stay sharp. We will see you next time.